WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Thank you for joining us. There are some new rules in place in Clay County to help fight the spread of coronavirus. The Board of Supervisors passed a resolution this week that puts in place a curfew and a mask requirement. It also limits occupancy in certain public places. The curfew will be in effect from 10 p.m. until 5 a.m. for the next 30 days. It does not apply to travel for essential business or for medical emergencies. The resolution also requires people to wear face coverings in indoor and outdoor spaces. Restaurants cannot exceed 50% capacity, and bars, clubs, and other establishments have limited capacity based on their ability to maintain social distancing. Well, the continuous rise of COVID-19 cases and deaths in Lowndes County prompting supervisors to take some action. County leaders are looking at implementing a mask mandate. Our Quentin Smith talked to board members about the possibility. He joins us live from the Lowndes County Courthouse with more on that. Quentin.
Yeah, Andrea, this sign right here says it all. On Monday, the Board of Supervisors will have an emergency meeting where they will consider adopting a resolution asking the governor to add them to the list of counties where masks are required. The board made this decision during today's work session. Now, under the governor's executive order, individuals will have to wear masks while at public gatherings or in a shopping environment, and it also limits social gatherings to no more than 10 people indoors and 20 people outdoors. The board says the governor has already indicated that he will add a county to his list if they request it. Supervisors believe this is one way to help curb the virus from spreading in Lowndes County.
Somebody may be walking around that has it that really doesn't know it, and they could infect somebody if they don't have a mask on, or vice versa.
It's important that we wear masks, and we're concerned about the health and safety of the citizens of Lowndes County. And we want to do everything we possibly can to be able to decrease the numbers and the exposure possibility by not wearing masks.
Now, according to Lowndes County Coroner Greg Merchant, there have been 37 deaths here in the county due to the coronavirus. The Board of Supervisors will meet here at the courthouse on Monday at 9 a.m. That's the very latest from here in Lowndes County. Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
Well, after the state's COVID-19 numbers were below 1,000 for one day, the numbers today, another record. 1,610 coronavirus cases are being reported in the Magnolia State. On top of the new cases, 28 deaths related to coronavirus are being added to the state's death toll. Hospitalizations have risen all week. Today, that number stands at 975. 9 of the state's hospitals have no ICU beds available. State leaders say they are continuing to worry about the state's hospital system. Governor Tate Reeves adds 6 more counties to as COVID-19 hotspot, which means folks living there will have more guidelines to follow. The governor also issued an executive order on state's bars. Bars in Mississippi will only be able to sell alcohol to people who are seated. Alcohol won't be allowed after 11 p.m. Bars still have to follow social distancing measures, including limiting to 50% capacity, 6 feet distance, and limiting 6 people per table. Now, as for social gatherings, they are also being curtailed again. 10 or fewer people indoors or 20 or fewer outdoors. Governor Reeves believes too many social gatherings are contributing to this sharp climb in COVID numbers. The message Dr. Dobbs is trying to send to Mississippians: this is real.
UMC and all the hospitals aren't making up the fact that their hospitals are full. We're not flying people to Georgia because they can't get a hospital bed in Mississippi just for the heck of it. Everything fits a narrative that makes sense. Be skeptical of the skeptics, because it's really easy to have a wacky idea and a medical degree from Facebook and think you know what you're talking about. So, please, please ignore conspiracy nonsense. And I've spent my whole life doing this. This is what I've committed myself to. This isn't just some random one-off sort of thing I'm doing for fun of it.
The 6 counties that Governor Reeves added today include Calhoun, Holmes, Lamar, Montgomery, Winston, and Yalobusha. The governor also said that he's keeping an eye on Lee County. An Amory woman who wanted to protect others from COVID-19 fell victim to the virus. As Allie Martin reports, Ann Adams may have lost her battle with COVID-19, but her family and friends have stepped in and are making sure her mission to save continues.
Tammy Pigg remembers Ann Adams as not only a client at her beauty salon, but more importantly, a longtime friend.
And we traveled a lot together. We used to go to the diamond mine in Arkansas, and we would dig for diamonds, and that was our dream, to find a diamond.
Adams was disabled, but she was known as an expert quilt maker. So when COVID-19 began spreading in Monroe County, the Amory woman started making cloth masks. About the same time, Tammy decided to make one of her own.
When I made mine, it looked like a diaper on my face. So I think she realized it looked like a diaper on my face. And so she said, "I'm bringing you a mask." So I posted a picture on Facebook.
Demand quickly grew for Ann's custom-made cloth masks. As she was making the mask, her husband Mike was working in the biomed department at NMMC. In early June, Mike and Ann began feeling ill and tested positive for COVID-19. Mike recovered, but Ann passed away.
I'm telling you, she was a wonderful human being, and I'm gonna miss her so bad. And she was just so special.
Even through his grieving, Mike Adams is looking to continue his wife's legacy. She left behind a lot of quilting material, and Mike is looking for volunteers to make masks to continue Ann's mission.
We've got all this material that she had, so we're getting some sewers and some cutters, and we are going to start passing out masks. And we are so excited, and I'm so proud for him doing this, just to save her memory, because I have some precious memories of her.
Tammy says Ann would want the potentially life-saving work to continue.
She would love it, and I know she is just rooting for us.
In Amory, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
And volunteers are needed now so that masks can be distributed during a back-to-school drive-through event. It will be going on August 2nd at 2 o'clock at the American Legion on Highway 145. It's sponsored by the Junior Women's League of Monroe County, and they are helping to coordinate the volunteer work. The Flag Commission is complete after Governor Tate Reeves names his 3 appointees. The governor has picked Betsy Hamilton with the Mississippi Department of Archives and History, Tribal Chief Cyrus Bend with the Mississippi Economic Council, who's also the chief of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians, and Frank Bordeaux with the Mississippi Arts Commission. The governor signed the bill to change the flag back on June 30th. By law, the governor had to appoint 3 people from these 3 organizations to be part of the Mississippi Flag Commission. The group of 9 has until September 14th to come up with a new design. The commission held its first meeting earlier this week.
Well, it's pouring in downtown Columbus right now. A live view outside our studios. Looking to the east, a faint rainbow mixed in with all that rain. So we have a little bit of a shower coming through Columbus right now. And there's some other scattered showers and thunder showers around, brief downpours and some rainbows. We got this one spotted near Bigby Valley not too long ago. So we always say this time of year is rainbow season. You may see a few more this evening. The rain will fade away after sunset, much like the last couple of nights. We're down into the 70s for lows tonight. And it looks like tomorrow will basically be a repeat of what we had today. Low 90s, some pop-up showers and storms from late morning through sunset. I'm back with your full 7-day forecast in just a little bit.
The need for blood is constant, especially during a pandemic. With fewer donors, hospitals and medical centers may experience a blood shortage, putting their supplies at critical levels. Our Stephanie Poole talked to doctors on this issue. She joins us in the studio tonight with that story.
That's right, Andrea. Vitalant is one of the largest service providers medical centers depend on for blood supply. But when their shelves go bare, it can lead to a shortage in other facilities. Blood donations are critical for hospitals during the pandemic.
We're seeing a slight decline. At the beginning of COVID, we did see a very high amount of donors coming out, but it's starting to decline.
Kat Nopes is Vitalant's donor recruitment representative. She says supply numbers are at an all-time low.
Especially as we're going into the school season, we rely a lot on high schools and colleges for a lot of our blood, but with COVID, a lot of them are not allowing us to come on campus anymore.
To keep the shelf stocked, Vitalant partnered with Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle for a blood drive. Blood bank supervisor Sandy Kilburn says while there is not an inventory crisis in the hospital, it's helpful to have blood on hand.
Our hospital is fully stocked. but there always is some shortage during the summer because people are on vacation, or they're very busy. We've also got COVID-19 this year, and people can't get out or choose not to come out, and that's contributing to a little bit of a lower supply coming in.
Of the donors, only a handful will match rare blood types.
Rh negatives, O positives, we need plasma, and we also need platelets. Platelets have a shelf life of 5 days.
And during donations, donors will also be tested for COVID-19 antibodies.
They take small sample tubes when you donate, and then when the lab does their regular testing, as we do for all blood, they also test for the antibodies, which show if you've had the virus.
Vitalant is offering COVID antibody testing through August 31st. You can visit their website for more information.
Coming up, students in Columbus have a chance to stock up on school supplies the easy way. We'll take a look at that when we come back.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6 with Andrea Self.
Welcome back. From rulers to pencils to bright packages of crayons, students in the Columbus schools will be set with their art supplies. This year, the Columbus Arts Council is making sure every child in pre-K through 5th grade has individual supplies. That means hundreds of plastic shoe boxes filled to the brim with back-to-school items. This started out as a project to provide art supplies to just one grade, but Arts Council Executive Director Jan Miller says a meeting with the school district revealed a larger need and a chance for a partnership.
And I said, okay, well, we'll do the supplies, all the school supplies for all your schools, as long as the junior auxiliary will go in with me. And so I called the junior auxiliary, and we all got together, and this became a huge project with 1,600 boxes of school supplies going out to the city schools.
So important, because we at junior auxiliary do not believe we're going to be able to go into the school and do our current projects. And so this is a way that we can give back to the community right before school starts and give everyone a box of art supplies.
The CDC recommends students have individual supplies. Sharing could increase possible germ transmission. The Arts Council and JA members plan to deliver those boxes to Columbus schools Monday. A sidewalk sale in downtown Amory draws customers from across the region for some safe, social distance shopping. This was sponsored by Amory Main Street, and it allows businesses to display their merchandise outside their stores. Some places like Legacy Hospice even offered snacks for customers. This was one way for customers to browse items while staying outside and at a safe distance from others. It's also a way to promote the downtown district.
We were just trying to think of a way that people could get out and shop for back to school and other things coming up, and support local and still be safe. And so what better way than to spread out along our sidewalks in the open air.
Now, another big event is set for Saturday evening. It's Cruise in Amory. It will be again tomorrow. People will cruise the loop in their vehicles, and some restaurants will even be open a little bit later than they normally are on a Saturday evening. So keep folks finding ways to do things when it's a little bit cooler, better outside.
We have to adapt, of course, and much like today, there could be a few showers or thunder showers around tomorrow evening. A little bit of a rainbow soul visible in the Columbus area, some downpours out there. Other spots staying dry. Basically the same story here. Seasonable, low 90s. The heat index around 100. Some scattered storms around this weekend. I'm back with your full forecast next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
The weekend is upon us. It's Friday evening. Let's talk about what's been going on out there today. Columbus, Tupelo, Vernon, and Louisville, moving clouds. We have seen some showers and thunder showers this afternoon. A bit of a cloudy start, but we saw a little bit more sunshine. And as is often the case, we'll bubble up scattered showers and thunder showers. One downpour just into the northeastern side of the Columbus area right now. Very heavy downpours from time to time. Some of this lifting back in from Alabama, and a few more cells back to the west. And much like the last couple of days, once we get past sunset, all of this goes away. So over the next 1 to 2, maybe 3 hours, there will be some rain potential that goes away. Partly cloudy. Lows tonight down into the lower 70s. And as we get into your Saturday, by 10 o'clock, I think we'll be partly cloudy, 84 degrees. Could be a little bit cloudy or early. We'll see today. It was a bit cloudy to start out, but again, we're expecting temperatures to be back into the low 90s tomorrow afternoon with about a 30% chance for some rain out there. So no big changes here for our day on Saturday, or really for the next couple of days here. We have the showers and thunder showers now. Notice how as we advance through the evening hours, a lot of that is done after sunset. And as we get into tomorrow morning, fairly quiet, but there could be some clouds around mixing with some sunshine. But overall, not too bad of a start to our Saturday. As we get into the late morning through the afternoon, there will be a chance for more of those scattered showers and storms around here, much like today. Some downpours, occasional thunder and lightning, maybe some rainbows. Something nice to see out there. And that will just carry over into our Sunday, too. Here's the latest on Tropical Storm Hannah. Sustained wind at 50. This is getting better organized by the second down here in the western Gulf of Mexico. And there is a pretty good sign that this thing could become a Cat 1 hurricane before it makes landfall tomorrow in deep South Texas. A big rain producer for those folks down there. No bearing on our weather here locally, and that's certainly good news. There's Hannah. Gonzalo will weaken, maybe dissipate in the Caribbean Sea early next week, so that's a positive development. But there's another area to watch off Africa. Of course, this is the busy time of hurricane season. We're getting in the thick of things out there in the Atlantic. We'll keep monitoring things. Now, rain chances, I think, will start to go up here a little bit more widespread by the middle of next week as a frontal boundary tries to come on down here. So we're going to go with about a 60% chance of rain Wednesday and Thursday and bring those highs down into the upper 80s. So that's a positive development if you don't want it to be extremely hot. But it's still pretty muggy here for the next 7 days with some scattered storms around.
Mississippi JUCO football will officially happen this fall. Courtney has more on it next in sports.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
JUCO football might be delayed, however, it's alive for the fall 2020 season. The Mississippi Association of Community Colleges voted this morning to delay the JUCO season to October 1st. The new season layout consists of a 6-game division-only season that will conclude with a playoff. The National Junior College Athletic Association decided in early July to postpone fall athletics until the spring of 2021 due to growing concerns for COVID-19. The MACC originally abstained from that vote in hopes of having an independent 2020 season. ICC head coach Sean Cannon says the decision is a positive one.
We've got to execute our fall ready plan. You know, we've already got depth charts ready and things like that. Been meeting as coaches and things, so we'll get ready to rock and roll and get them here and get them in shape. And then, you know, once we kind of figure out where our when we can practice and what's going to be allowable and things like that, and we'll get that plan ready, and then we'll get them here and get them rolling.
Academy Week has arrived on the high school football tour. Stop number 33 checks in with the Calhoun Academy Cougars. Take a listen.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour is brought to you by Itawamba Community College, Cannon Ford of Starkville, Monroe County Farm Bureau, Max South Broadband, and the Bank of Vernon.
Around this time a year ago, Calhoun Academy wasn't sure they would have enough players to field a team. Fast forward to now, not only do they have enough players, they feel they have the talent to make a run for the chip, coming off a playoff appearance last season. How far they go depends on one thing:
staying healthy. Well, you know, we started the season off last year at 6-0, and then we started getting injuries and stuff, and the next thing we knew, we were at 6-4, and made the playoffs, but we didn't have enough kids left healthy to make to play the game.
I think if we can avoid injuries this year, we can do something good.
Like last year, we started off good, got to the playoffs, and injuries killed us. I just hope we can get to the playoffs this year healthy and make a run.
The Cougars bring back an experienced team that knows the scheme, allowing coaches to focus their efforts elsewhere.
You don't have to do as many repetitions as you normally would, because they already know the philosophy of the game that we're trying to play. And that makes it a lot easier.
Most of our team is returning from last year. We have a couple of new kids, and we only lost a couple. So I think we really have that chemistry already built up, so it won't be that hard to just pick up where we left off last year.
Head coach Gary Winters feels the Cougars' competitive tradition plays a huge role in how the team operates.
Going to the playoffs every year helps a lot, too. And, you know, it keeps enthusiasm up. And we're shooting to win the thing this year.
We work hard every time we go out, and really good coaches, and nice place, really.
And we've all been here since 7th grade playing for them. We're really close group of seniors, and we really know how to play with each other.
Calhoun Academy looks to put it all together on the gridiron starting August 21st as they travel to play Lee in Arkansas. With the Cougars on the high school football tour, Chris Bolton, WCBI Sports.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour with Calhoun Academy is brought to you by Calhoun Banking Center.
More for you when we come back after the break.
All right, we do have some more showers and thunder showers in the forecast through the weekend. A lot of this will be during the late morning through the afternoon, much like what we've had. So, we're used to this right now. We do want to say a special goodbye to our wonderful 6 and 10 o'clock producer, Eric. We will miss you. He loves Hawaiian shirts. Andra, he loves the tropical theme.
Yes, that's exactly right. He
Got our
inspired
layers on right
Hawaiian
now.
Shirt Friday, every Friday around here. So Eric is leaving us to go teach 6th grade. He's been here 30 plus years. We're going to miss him. We wish you well, Eric. Love you really, really big.